Hello, dear viewers. Take a deep breath and let's embark on this journey together. How well do you really know the person you are thinking of marrying? Do you know their true character, values, and goals? How sure are you that they are compatible, willing, and happy with you? How can you tell if they are someone you should never marry? Epictetus says, "Remember that you are an actor in the kind of drama the writer wants. A short drama if it is short, a long drama if it is long. If he likes it when you play a poor man, a cripple, a governor, or a special person, be careful to play it in a natural way. Because it is your job to play the character you are given well, and it is someone else's job to choose it." The stockbrokers had some valuable insights into what makes a good or bad mate and how to choose wisely when it comes to marriage. So if you are looking for some guidance on how to avoid marrying the wrong person or how to improve your current relationship, stay tuned and watch this video to the end. This video offers a valuable guide that can help you avoid making one of the biggest mistakes of your life, marrying the wrong person. These 7 Stoic lessons are not just random opinions or preferences. It is based on the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, which has proven effective and beneficial for thousands of years. By following these lessons, you will be able to choose your spouse more wisely and rationally, avoiding pitfalls and problems that can ruin your marriage and your life. Let's get started. Lesson 1. Never marry someone who is dishonest. 1. Of the core values of Stoicism is honesty. As Epictetus said, if you want to be a quality person, be honest in your words and actions. Honesty is the foundation of trust, respect, and loyalty in any relationship. Without honesty, there can be no love. We all want to find someone who loves, supports, and makes us happy. But how do we know if we have chosen the right partner? How do we avoid falling in love with someone who is dishonest, unfaithful, or manipulative? These are some of the worst traits a person can have, because they show a lack of honesty, loyalty, and respect. They can also give us a lot of pain, betrayal, and insecurity. So never marry someone who is dishonest, who lies to you, cheats on you, or hides things from you. Such a person will only give you pain, disappointment, and resentment. You deserve someone who is honest, loyal, and transparent with you, who values your integrity and dignity. Stoicism teaches us to value honesty, loyalty, and sincerity. These are qualities that build a strong and lasting relationship. That is why we should never marry someone who lies, cheats, or deceives us. So, how do we apply this principle in practice? How do we recognize and avoid such people? The first step is to be honest with ourselves. We need to examine our own motives and values and make sure that we are not compromising them for the sake of someone else. We have to ask ourselves, why do we want to be with this person? What do we expect from them? What do we offer them? Are we honest with ourselves and our partner? The second step is to use reason and logic. We need to observe our partner's actions and words and see if they match their promises and claims. We need to look at evidence and facts, not just emotions and feelings. We need to be aware of signs of dishonesty, disloyalty, and manipulation. Lying about small or big things or withholding important information, breaking promises or commitments or making excuses, deceiving or flirting with others or being secretive on the phone or social media, manipulating or controlling our behavior or making us feel guilty or insecure, disrespecting or criticizing us, our friends or family, being inconsistent or contradictory or changing their stories or opinions, avoiding or evading responsibility or blaming others for their mistakes. The third step is to act with courage and justice. If we suspect or discover that our partner is being dishonest, unfaithful, or manipulative, we need to confront them. We need to communicate openly and respectfully, expressing our concerns and expectations. We need to hear their side of the story but also defend ourselves and our values. We must be fair and reasonable, but also firm and decisive. Be ready to end the relationship if necessary. We must move on with dignity and grace. Lesson 2. Never marry someone who is not virtuous. The second important lesson of the Stoics is that you should never marry someone who is not virtuous. What does that mean? For the Stoics, virtue is the only thing that matters in life and consists of 4 main qualities: wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. A virtuous person is one who lives according to reason, acts courageously in the face of adversity, treats others fairly and kindly, and restrains his passions and desires. A virtuous person is someone who is good not only for himself or for you, but also for others. Why is virtue so important for marriage? Because marriage is not just a contract or a convenience, but a partnership and friendship. As Seneca wrote, nature gave birth to us in dependence on each other. He has instilled in us a mutual love and made us harmonious. Let us keep everything in common. We come from a common source. Our friendship is much like an arch of stones that will fall apart if they are not mutually supportive. If you marry someone who is not virtuous, you will not have a true wife or friend. You need someone who supports you, respects you, cares for you, inspires you, challenges you, grows with you. But someone who is not virtuous will drag you down, disrespect you, neglect you, discourage you. It will break you, it will stagnate you, it will harm you. Such a person cannot harmonize with your nature, with your values, with your goals, with your happiness. So how do you know if someone is virtuous? You cannot judge them by their looks, their wealth, their status, their popularity, or their words. You need to judge them by their actions, their habits, their character, and their choices. You have to observe how they react in different situations, how they treat other people, how they deal with difficulties, how they face their emotions, how they pursue their goals, how they live their lives. You have to see if they are consistent, honest, loyal, generous, humble, grateful, and wise. You have to see if they are the kind of person you admire, respect, and trust. In short, the second lesson of the Stoics is this: never marry someone who is not virtuous. Marry someone who is good not only for you, but also for themselves and others. Lesson 3. Never marry someone who is not compatible with you. The third lesson of the Stoics is that you should never marry someone who is not compatible with you. According to the Stoics, compatibility is not about having the same hobbies, interests, tastes, or opinions. Alignment is about having the same vision, purpose, direction, and principles. Alignment is about sharing the same goals, values, beliefs, and ideals. Alignment is about being on the same page, on the same team, on the same path. Why is compatibility so important for marriage? Because marriage is not just a love affair or a fling, it is a commitment and a journey. Marcus Aurelius says, "Accept what fate binds you to and love those whom fate brings you together, but do it with all your heart." If you marry someone who is not compatible with you, you cannot have a real commitment or journey. You need someone who shares your vision, purpose, direction, principles, supports your goals, values, beliefs, ideals. Someone who is on the same page, on the same team, on the same path with you will give you happiness. But someone who is not in harmony with you will only clash with you, oppose you, distract you, confuse you. Such a person cannot harmonize with your destiny, with your nature, with your happiness. So how do you know if someone is compatible with you? You cannot judge them based on their superficial characteristics, preferences, likes, or dislikes. You have to evaluate them according to their deeper qualities, beliefs, aspirations, and motivations. You have to communicate with them, listen to them, understand them, and empathize with them. You need to see if they have a clear vision, a meaningful purpose, a positive direction, and sound principles. You should see if they have similar goals, values, beliefs, and ideals to you. You have to see if they are the kind of person you can work with, grow with, and live with. The third lesson from the Stoics is this: never marry someone who is not compatible with you. Marry someone who is compatible with your vision, purpose, direction, and principles. Lesson 4. Never marry someone who is not faithful to you. The fourth lesson of the Stoics is that you should never marry someone who is not faithful to you. What does that mean? For the Stoics, loyalty is not about being possessive, jealous, or clingy. It is about being loyal, faithful, and trustworthy. Loyalty means keeping your promises, honoring your vows, and respecting your partner. Loyalty means standing by your spouse in good times and bad, in sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow. Why is fidelity so important for marriage? Because marriage is not just a pleasure or a convenience, but a duty and a responsibility. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, evaluate a person's fidelity before marriage. For fidelity is the foundation of a union that exists beyond what is promised. If you marry someone who is not faithful, you have no real duty or responsibility. You need someone who keeps his promises, keeps his vows, and respects you. Someone who is with you in good times and bad, in sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow, will give you peace. But someone who is not faithful will abandon you, betray you, hurt you. He will not be there for you, he will disrespect you, he will not keep his promises. Such a person cannot be loyal, committed, or trustworthy. You can't just look at someone's words, gestures, gifts, or compliments to know if they are loyal to you. You have to consider their actions, their consistency, their integrity, and their honesty. You should pay attention to how they behave in your absence, how they interact with other people, how they resist temptations, how they resolve conflicts, how they share their feelings, how they prove their commitment. You have to see if they fulfill their promises, keep their oaths, and show you respect. You should see if they stand by you in good times and bad, in sickness and in health, in joy and in sorrow. You have to see if they are the kind of person who gives you confidence, the kind of person you trust and like. So the fourth lesson from the Stoics is this: never marry someone who is not faithful to you. Marry someone loyal, selfless, and reliable. Lesson 5. Never marry someone who does not support you. The fifth lesson from the Stoics is that you should never marry someone who does not support you. Support, according to Stoics, is not about being submissive, passive, or dependent, but about being encouraging, helpful, and cooperative. Cheering up your partner, giving them constructive feedback, and working together towards a common goal means being a source of strength, inspiration, and joy for your partner. Support is very important for marriage. Because marriage is not just a partnership or a friendship, it is a team and a family. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, not to show anger or other emotions, to be free from passion but still loving. If you marry someone who doesn't support you, you don't have a real team or family. You need someone who applauds you, gives you constructive feedback, and works with you towards a common goal. Someone who is a source of strength, inspiration, and joy for you will give you happiness. But someone who does not support you will discourage you, criticize you, and sabotage you. It will be a burden, an obstacle, and an agony for you. It will not be encouraging, helpful, or cooperative. You can't just look at someone's words, compliments, promises, or apologies to see if they support you. You have to consider their actions, their efforts, their results, and their development. You should pay attention to how they react when you succeed, how they support you when you fail, how they help you when you struggle, how they celebrate when you succeed, how they motivate you when you stagnate, how they collaborate when you innovate. See if they cheer you up, give you constructive feedback, and work with you towards a common goal. You have to see if they are a source of strength, inspiration, and joy for you. So, the fifth lesson from Stoics is this: never marry someone who does not support you. Marry someone who is encouraging, helpful, and cooperative. Lesson 6. Never marry someone who does not respect you. The sixth lesson of the Stoics is that you should never marry someone who does not respect you. Respect, according to the Stoics, is not about politeness, or formality, but about thoughtfulness, appreciation, and care. Acknowledging your partner's worth, recognizing their strengths, valuing their opinions, listening to them, understanding their point of view, and empathizing with their feelings are all indicators of respect. Respect is very important for marriage. Because marriage is not just a union or a bond, it is a relationship and a connection. As Seneca said, the strongest bond between two people is the respect they have for each other. If you marry someone who doesn't respect you, you don't have a real relationship or a real bond. You need someone who recognizes your value, recognizes your strengths, values your opinions, listens to you, understands your point of view, and empathizes with your feelings. But someone who does not respect you will undervalue you, ignore your strengths, reject your ideas, ignore you, misunderstand you, and hurt you. He will be a burden, an obstacle, and an agony for you. He will not be thoughtful, appreciative, or attentive. You can't just look at someone's words, compliments, promises, or apologies to see if they respect you. You should consider their actions, behavior, attitude, and tone of voice. You should pay attention to how they treat you, how they talk to you, how they listen to you, how they respond to you, how they support you, how they appreciate you. You should look at whether they accept your value, recognize your strengths, and value your ideas. You should see if they listen to you, understand your point of view, and empathize with your feelings. Hence, the Stoics 6. The lesson is this: never marry someone who does not respect you. Marry someone who is thoughtful, appreciative, and caring. Lesson 7. Never marry someone who does not love you. The last lesson of the Stoics is that you should never marry someone who does not love you. Love, according to the Stoics, is not about passion, romance, or emotion, but about logic, benevolence, and compassion. Wanting the best for your partner, doing favors for them, feeling good with them, being kind, generous, and forgiving are all signs of love. Love is very important for marriage. Because marriage is not just a contract or a convenience, but a bond and a friendship. As Seneca said, love is a commitment to support each other and grow together. What truly enriches a person are the good memories we want to remember when we grow old together. Therefore, when we marry, we should not only marry someone we love, but also someone with whom we can be a real support to each other. If you marry someone who does not love you, you will not have a real bond or friendship. You need someone who wants the best for you, who does good things for you, who feels good with you, who is kind, generous, and forgiving. But someone who does not love you will want the worst for you, will hurt you, will feel bad towards you. He will be a burden, an obstacle, and an agony for you. It will not be rational, helpful, or compassionate. You can't just look at someone's words, compliments, promises, or apologies to see if they love you. You have to consider their actions, behavior, attitudes, and emotions. You should pay attention to how they treat you, how they talk to you, how they listen to you, how they respond to you, how they support you, how they appreciate you. You should look at whether they want the best for you, whether they do good things for you, whether they feel good with you, whether they are kind, generous, and forgiving towards you. So the final lesson for the Stoics is this: never marry someone who doesn't love you. Marry someone who is sensible, helpful, and compassionate. We have come to the end of another video. I hope you enjoyed it and learned something. These 7 Stoic lessons are useful not only for choosing a partner, but also for improving yourself and your relationships. The Stoics taught us how to live a good life, a virtuous life, a happy life. They have shown us how to be rational, helpful, and compassionate. They have shown us how to be harmonious, accommodating, and grateful. If you want to learn more about Stoicism and how it can help you in your personal and professional life, subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to be notified of new videos. Also, if you like this video, please like it and share it with your friends. It really helps me a lot. Thank you. And now I want to hear from you. What do you think about these 7 Stoic lessons? Do you agree or disagree with them? Are there any other Stoic lessons you would like to add? How do you practice Stoicism in your own life? Let me know in the comments below. I would love to read your thoughts and opinions. And remember, be a Stoicist, stay happy.